The man who chases two rabbits catches none. You probably heard that before, that Chinese saying or Chinese koan about the idea that if you're going out to get two rabbits, you're never going to catch any. You got to get some focus. And so today what I want to help you with is to discuss kind of the Sacred Six process and the idea of focus. How can we get focused to really make 2022 awesome? Hey, my name is JB Glossinger. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the channel. This is more of a community than a channel. We use the comments to really talk and discuss and ask questions. And this week's been phenomenal. I have been putting out my planner for the new year, which I do every year for the past 16 years. And we've had thousands and thousands of downloads. And I appreciate you for getting involved with that free planner. It's awesome. But with that being said, a lot of people ask me about the structured plan, and I decided to do a video today. This will be a little longer one on understanding the structured plan so that you can get focused and really make 2022 amazing. And so we're going to do that today, and we're really going to get into that. So what I want to do is just jump into the computer and take you step by step through the plan. Now, if you have not got the structured plan or the planner yet, make sure you head over to morningcoach.com and download that, and you will get an email with all of this in there, and it'll help you. And it's great. It's free, and at least you can get that structured. Then if you want to work with me with some of the other plans, that's great. But otherwise, I'm cool. Let's just get you organized and really help you hit some goals this year and really get focused. So without further ado, let's jump in the computer. Let's go over these specific areas and really get organized and focused so we're not chasing two rabbits this year. We're chasing one, and we're catching that one and living that life. So let's jump in the computer. Okay, so here we are in my computer, and as you know, this is a PDF, and you can put it on your planner, your Markable 2, your iPad. You can actually print it out or order them on Amazon, okay? And basically the way we start this off is really asking some questions right now. And these are the questions I ask myself every year. What would I change about the year? How do I work less and make more? And how do I do more things that give me energy? I've done that for the past 16 years, and it's really helped me be able to build a really great life, understanding that structure, okay, of those questions. So ask yourself those three questions. What would I change more about the year? Okay, think about that. How do I work less and make more money? And how do I do more things that give me energy? Think about those three questions, and it can really help you. Then we look into our systems, and it's what are you going to be using for your to-do list this year? What are you doing for your note system, your calendar, your journal, your CRM, which is the constant customer relationship management, or it could be just your phone if you're not in business. Understanding your systems is really critical. And then review. What is your mission? And that's what we're going to talk about right now. Your values, your goals, your projects. So this is a complete annual plan that I teach. These are the topics that I teach each quarter. But I just want to go through the planner with you here. Okay, so here is where we start. So the first thing we start with is the idea of a mission. And the idea of the mission, when I first wrote the Sacred Six years ago, it was the idea of an overall life mission. And that's down here, your main mission. And that got a little confusing when it came to annual planning. So about 5 years ago, we made the change to go to a one-year mission. Not disregarding the main mission, but really this is our focus. And remember, I started the video off, the man that chases two rabbits catches none. You know, we've got to focus on what we're going to do. So the idea is to understand what your life is going to look like in 1 year. What is your one-year mission? And the thing that this really, I think, equates to is when John Kennedy, I'm dating myself, but when John Kennedy said, I'm going to put somebody on the moon, or we're going to put somebody on the moon.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
That's a mission. Okay, so if you think about it, we're going to put somebody on the moon. That's the big mission. And so you've got to come up with your mission. And another idea I've heard, and I like this too, is it's your North Star. You know, if you think about the old navigators, they were guided by the North Star. And that's what took them, you know, from place to place. So we want to get more focus in our life, and we're going to do that by understanding our mission. You know, one of the things I want to do this year is 10x this channel. That's why I'm giving a lot more of good energy out and really working. I want to build this YouTube channel up to really have maximum impact. And if I 10x it right now, that's about 190,000 plus subscribers. That's some work that I got to do. So if my mission is to do that, that, then it's about organizing and get it taken care of, right? And really, that's my North Star. Am I doing the things to make that happen? Okay, so that is part of our program. The Get It Done Now system is to get that clarity right away. And that's where I think a lot of people fail. They just really don't know what they want to do. And the reason I know that is because I was that person for a long time. And then we go down into the ILD lifestyle number. This is the amount of money, and again, this is a little deeper into the system, but this is the amount of money that you need to make on a minimum basis to live your life. And what we found in our research is that, and ILD means Intelligent Life Design, what we found in our research is between really about $4,000 to about $15,000 a month in residual and passive income can create an amazing lifestyle. And so understanding your numbers is really critical. Again, this takes us a little deeper into what I teach, but it's once you get that number and you understand it, you want to build residual and passive income to be able to cover that number. That's the last we'll really get into ILD today, but that's what that number is. So you want to know that at the beginning of the year. Again, main mission, this isn't critical right now, but that's where you want to write down what you want to do in your life. That's a big one. Does not have to be done immediately, but it is here in this structure. Now, I keep this separate than my planner because I like to refer to it and obviously check it once in a while. And again, if we go back up to the top, you're going to see these are the times that we check it. So right now we're on our mission, which is an annual check that we're doing right now. Now, as we come down, we go to values. This is one of the most important activities you can do, and that is understanding what's really important to you. For me, obviously, faith, freedom, family, those are some that are really important to me. And understanding what's important is going to be big in your decision making. Because what this does is it creates metaphysical alignment. When you get your values aligned with your goals and your mission, it just starts to work. And I'll give you an example of that. I took up golf 8 years ago, and I wanted to get better at it. Well, now I coach 4 professional golfers, and not only that, I was asked to caddy. So I've gone from just a hacker that didn't even know how to play to somebody that's actually coaching, not in golf, but in this structuring of life, of their structure, but I'm still in that level. I'm playing once in a while with professional golfers that get paid, and now I'm going to go caddy, which is just how the progression of making choices allows you to live a life of doing things that you want to do. And it comes from understanding, having a mission, which part of my mission was to become a single-digit handicap golfer. I did that. Understanding my values of freedom, I was able to create freedom within business to be able to golf 5 days a week and then set the goals to do things. And now I'm already in 8 years at a really good level of working at where it's generating revenue, and I'm having so much fun. It's a part of my life, right? So that's where the metaphysical alignment comes in. It's so important. So you've got to get these values in order, okay? Then we've got to get our goals, our top goals. Now, this is where we're going to write down the main goals. Now, you can have as many goals as you want. Where we get into trouble is projects. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But goals are really critical. And if you don't have a why, a goal without a why is just a wish. So you write down the goals that you are really going to go after. Like I said, 10xing YouTube this year is a big goal. Why? Because it affects everything in my business. It helps me reach other people. And I love it. I'm having fun here. I love you guys, and the community's growing, and it's just a lot of fun. And then people actually watch these videos and go, gosh, I want to go see what else he's doing because, you know, he's helping me, and they join my system. So it really works for me at so many different levels. It's awesome. When we get into focus of 1% improvement, this is another area that I really want you to think about, and that is the top 6 projects. So basically what happens when we look at our goals, each goal is going to have projects in order to hit the goal. And the goal is going to have to take you to your mission, right? So the goals take you to your mission, and the projects take you to your goals. Now, where the breakdown occurs is when somebody has too many projects. Remember when a man chases 2 rabbits, he catches none? Well, when you have too many projects going on, then you can't reach your goals. That's what happens. There's a breakdown. So what we do is we say you can have as many goals as you want, but you can only have 6 projects at any given time. So when you look at your goals that are going to take you to your mission, what are you doing that are going to help you? And so for me, I'm taking a Casey Neistat course. I bought bought some new camera gear that's helping me learn. So YouTube's a big one that's taken part of these projects. I have golf in here. I'm trying to gain a little weight. Those are my main projects that I'm going on right now. I'm launching Discovery and Freedom at morningcoach.com. That's 5 projects right there, right? So what big projects are you working on? And then what happens is the daily tasks are going to come out of the project. So your tasks are going to lead you to get your projects done. The projects are going to take you to your goals. The goals are going to lead you to your mission. Okay, you see how this works? It's actually a complex system that's been very simplified over years of me being in aerospace and then bringing it to personal development. It's literally helping thousands of people around the world because they're getting organized, okay? So then these tasks come from these projects. Now, when we're in the planner, as you have downloaded, that's where these go. So when you look at your daily tasks, you're putting them in here to start your day. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I'm going to work on my YouTube. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do these 6 things that are going to help me win the day and lead me to my mission. So that's where the daily tasks come in. So you're structuring things out and you're building your plan, okay? So you can see how you're doing that. And those are the main key areas of building a great plan to start the new year. Let's go over them again. Really, you have an annual mission that you're going to go after, the big goal basically of what you want to accomplish. What do you want your year to look like next year at this time? How much money do you need to meet on a monthly basis to create that freedom to be able to do the things that you want to do? The main mission, I'm not too worried about. If you work with me over time, you'll get that. But then the values are the decisions you're going to make based on that. And then the goals are going to lead you to your mission. The projects are the projects that are going to take you to your goals, and you're going to eliminate projects that you're not doing, or at least put them on the back burner, and you don't replace a project till a project's done or a priority takes precedent, okay? And then the daily tasks take you to your project. That's how this front matter works, okay? And then what you do is you bring it in to your daily planner, and as you're working through the year, you're going to continue to be focused. And then on day 2, you're going to, January 2nd, same thing. You just keep working every day on that, okay? Really key components. Now, as we move into some of the other areas, as you figure this out and you get into it, you're going to learn KPIs. Those are the key performance indicators towards your goals. Those are the things that are helping you get things done, right? And those KPIs are critical, and those are the metrics. And then you're going to have life rules as you live and principles that you live by. And again, we'll get into this more and more. If you want to get involved in some of my coaching programs, we go into this in depth, but you want to write down some things that are important to you that you don't want other people to take advantage of. And then, of course, I talked about the system needs. So where's your to-do list? Well, if you're using the planner, then you've got your to-do list right here. If you're using your notepad or whatever, then you just write in. That's what I'm using it for. Your CRM, it could be just your phone. That's where you're keeping track of your contacts, and you're really keeping track of who you're getting a hold of and their numbers and all that. Your note system's where you're going to write your notes. Again, if you're using this planner, then you can come down here in notes. And we also have another section, which is daily journal, where you can write notes or journal. If you've watched my video on the Remarkable 2, my last video, you can learn about some of the ways that I used eating tablets for these systems. The consistency checklist is what I'm really known for. That's building up habits. And again, that's on the sheet that's within the planner. You write down, I'm going to quit drinking. How many days in a row did you go? I'm going to learn Spanish. How many days in a row? I'm going to do YouTube. How many days in a row? How many days in a row didn't you do it? I either put plus or negatives here. And it'll really help you get organized. Okay, that's a consistency checklist. And then we have a calendar. This calendar, by the way, in the planner is not meant to replace your calendar. What this is in the morning, you do this sheet first thing in the morning, and it helps you win the day. You're just getting organized. And so this scheduler is meant to be done in the morning to go, okay, this is what I've got going on. I got 2 coaching clients. I've got to do a radio interview. I got to do a YouTube video, and then I got to golf this afternoon, right? And I know that going in. So that's what that's for. Okay. But the calendar typically is like a Google Calendar or iCat calendar. That's what I use. A wins recorder is where you're going to record the wins. And this is another critical, deeper piece of this. But the more wins that you start to record, the more you start to manifest those wins in your life. And then the journal is a place where you're going to keep some private information and where you're writing your thoughts about what's really working and what isn't. And again, you can keep that in your planner. There is a section for it, or you can keep it separate. I use this more for business. And then I have a private journal that I keep on my device, as I showed in the last video. Okay? A couple other things. You need your trusted advisor circle. Who is your lawyer, your doctor, your accountant, your coach, your business advisor? You just write that down so you know who you got that's going to help you get to your mission. And that's really the whole front structured matter. So this will help you organize, okay, an annual plan. Sorry, I'm going to go down a little bit. This will help you organize an annual plan to really get you focused in. And what really drives me crazy about this whole situation is when people will spend years and years and years and years and years planning their wedding, which is a beautiful event, but it's only one day. But they don't sit down and plan their life. And that's what we've got to start doing. So let's jump out of the computer, talk a little bit more about this, but that is this structured plan. Get it free over at morningcoach.com. Okay, back out of the computer. I hope that really helped you start to understand what we're doing. Again, just download the PDFs. You can print out that structured plan at the bottom of the email. You're going to see it. It's the last link. And I actually gave you the 2021 planner, the single sheet, and also the full planner. So everything's there for you to really start getting organized and getting this plan in place. And then what you want to do is just start executing on it day by day, and you'll see how things go. And obviously subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot of things here and helping you go forward as we build the channel. It's a win-win situation. That's what's so cool about it. And if you want to get more involved, you can go over to morningcoach.com and support us by joining our discovery level or freedom level. That's cool. But what I'm really doing at this point in my life is looking to make more impact and making this channel. Yes, it's going to be about tech and those type of things, but sharing my journey here and the process of what's going on, and allowing you to come into my life and sharing some of the tools that I've created over 16 years that have really made my life great. And I got to tell you, I'm having fun with this. It's just a blast. I'm meeting so many cool people because of this YouTube channel, and that's why I'm putting this energy out there. As long as people keep coming and want to be a part of this, then we're just going to keep rolling, doing tech reviews and having fun and product reviews and I'm my productivity stuff and coaching. I know it's not the way YouTube really wants you to build. They want you to find a niche, but I'm having fun here, and I appreciate you watching to the end of the video. If you watch this whole thing and you're getting value, please hit the thumbs up. It really makes a difference in the algorithm to get this out to more people. And also a comment is great. Even you just say, hey, JB, that was cool. Or, if you got a question, where do I get the planner? Any of that stuff, just go ahead and put in the comments. I am here to help, and we are here to help. It's a community more than a channel, and I'm glad you're here. We're having a lot of fun. It's growing, and it's just great. So until the next video, get that plan together, okay? Work the structured plan and work with your planner. Those two things are going to help you make the new year amazing. All right, I love you. Until the next video, go have a fantastic day.